Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Edition. It's Oldham Athletic. It's Dylan Allen on a quest for Champions League glory. It's time to sit back, relax, and get in that comfy chair. Put it on the big screen TV. Crack your favourite beverage, because here we go with the Youth Edition. Hello and welcome back to the Youth Edition Career Mode, FIFA 19 here. Oldham Athletic, this is season number 6 and things are still really going to start getting interesting now. We are hitting the deep stages of this career mode. But let's have a quick look here at who's come up into the Premier League. Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday have pushed their way up, and I'm not sure who the third team that came up from the Championship is, but another long, hard slog here in the Premier League season. But obviously, we won the FA Cup last year, so at some stage we will get the opportunity for the Europa League, which means we need to go and have a look at our squad, our objectives, and what kind of business we need to try and do in this transfer window. Let's jump across and have a look at the objectives first and foremost. Right, so taking a look at the board objectives after a really good season last season, finishing in 9th position in an FA Cup win, they'll probably want us to step up a bit further. So youth development, within 2 seasons, sign 1 player in the youth academy and play them in 50% of games in the next season. That might be a little bit tricky at where we are in this progress. Brand exposure, within 3 seasons, increased the ticket holders by 10%. Continental success. Okay, they want us to reach the final of the Europa League. Okay, they've put a lot of pressure on us. We are going to have to bring some players in if we want any chance of, being competitive in the Premier League. Obviously, we want to try and push for maybe a top 6 finish. But obviously, we need to keep an eye here on the Europa League because the board want us to reach the final. So, big expectations here for the club. Let's check domestically. They want us to finish in a Europa League spot as well, and the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So, very high expectations here from the board. Financially, which is high, they want us to reduce the player wages by 8.8. I'm going to throw that out the door now. We need to bring players in, so we're going to have to spend some cash. And long-term, within 3 seasons, increase the club worth by 50%. Okay, so some interesting objectives there. Hopefully we can keep the board happy. Let's go and see what kind of money we've got to play with at the moment. Okay, so at this stage we've got about 32 million, 150 in wages, so we should be able to bring in some a couple of regens, maybe around the 15 million mark. I'm probably looking to sell off some players as well, maybe generate some funds that way to fill a few holes in the first team and the reserves team. Maybe the board will allocate us a bit more cash. We'll just have to wait and see what pans out, and maybe some money from the pre-season tournament. Right, so I went for a little bit of a restructure for the team at this stage before, obviously, we make any signings. Guerin is up top. I'm going to try Alfie Lee in the camera. We have asked for it. He doesn't have the work rates for it, but I've got a feeling that he might be able to play that role. We'll see how he goes there. I am going to try and look for a decent cam to come into this team. Bernard's not going anywhere. He just dominated that right flank. Edwards, we'll see how he pans out. He's gone up some more rating. He's got some more pace. And obviously that 99 finishing with crosses coming in from Bernard really does help out. Now, reshuffled here and brought Gabric in the midfield. He plays a lot more defensive. Doesn't really have the acceleration to push forward. But he's got good technical attributes. He's got the long shots there as well. Good passing skills. We can work on him defensively. But that high defensive work rate, can play CDM at 6 foot tall. And apparently he's a free kick specialist now. Okay, well, we might have to see how he goes against Barros. The thing is, he's a left footer, and I don't really like taking free kicks with the left foot. We'll see what happens there. Coe's still in the CDM. At the moment, I've got Cootie penciled in at left back, but I would like to bring in a new left back. Klein, Girangelli, and Barros. And Jill at this stage still between the sticks. Binhammer, McNulty, Griffiths, Ortiz, Rishi, Rondinini, and Delphis are on the bench. You may be asking why Tommy Martin's not made this bench, and I just don't know. I feel Delphis is a better option if we're looking for pace, but if Martin gets up there or Edwards gets transferred or whatnot, I mean, there is room for Tommy Martin in this team. It's just, a balancing act, but we're going to need a really strong reserves lineup as well because we're playing Premier League and Europa and FA Cup and Carabao Cup. There's a lot of games, so we really need to bring in some players here. Let's have a look at our reserves lineup. So what I'm referring to is the reserves, the twos. I mean, these guys will probably play a lot of the Premier League season, so we might need some
strengthening in this team, if anything. And I have seen a lot of the comments saying, get the training into the twos as well, turn them, basically we want 2 first 11. So we've got Binhammer up front at 78. Tommy Martin's still the captain here. Cameron Griffiths has dropped into this team, into that cam position. I've got McNulty on the right, Rondinini and Henriksen. Now, Rondinini's an interesting one. I've got a feeling that in the future he could be a solid cam option. He's got pace, he's got stamina, he's got good balance and agility. His passing is clinical. So he possibly could play that position with the high attacking work rate. We'll see how that pans out. We've got Navachio in at left back, Rishi Kamara, Carlson in at right back at 67, but he plays a lot better than that and still only 17 years of age. So I want to develop him. Ortiz is the man between the sticks. Potential to be special. His reactions are at 76 now, and his goalkeeping stats are starting to come along. We'll probably put some training in there. But then the bench is quite thin. I've got Delphi still there on the bench. Chibachukwu, which a lot of you have said, can you transfer him away? I think he's more of an icon here at the club now. Maybe sort of, sit here in the twos, maybe play in limited minutes. He's only asked for a sporadic role anyway, so maybe more like of a team mascot. We've got Bada, who has the potential to be special coming through. El Masri and Boyce, I'm not 100% sold on, and Braga, we'll wait and see how he develops. And then we get into, the leftovers. We've got Stuckey, Miranda, Taylor, and Conceição. Now, what else have I done? I've set up a youth team. Right, so I've got a youth team going here now. Now, these lads will probably play a fair amount of the cup games, especially early on. Try and develop them as they come through and get a better look. So we've got Butter up front. Conceição, we'll get a look at him out on the left. Miranda, the new signing in the cam role. El Masri there on the right at the moment. Braga and Taylor, the Canadian, has come back from his loan spell. 5'11" CDM with high defensive work rate. We'll see how that turns out. But we don't have any extras across the back on. We've got Maldonado, but he's out on loan as the other goalkeeper. And then I've got Stuckey there on the bench. So I might look to bring some more of the Youth Academy players through just to fill this team out. But we'll wait and see what happens through the transfer window. Who knows? Who knows? Some of these lads might leave. We may find holes. This is obviously the third team, but you could see the squad depth and the stamina issues that we had with the amount of games we had last year towards the end of the season. We do need a bit more backup plan. So probably looking at expanding the squad now that we're in the Europa League and pushing for Champions League. So let's get into season number 6. Right, pre-season tournament time, 8 or so million available here, pretty close across the board. So let's try and look and have a look at the teams that we would be coming up against. Definitely not taking on that one with some big teams in there, Dortmund and the Milan sides. We could possibly have a crack here at the Champions Trophy, or would we get through here? Monaco, that's not a bad option there. The Continental Shield, only a 4-star rated competition for 8.5. Let's go to the European Continental Shield. Right, so here's where we're going to start training. McNulty, Ortiz, Rondinini, Binhammer, and Kamara. Want to try and push as many lads towards that 80 mark as possible, and we'll get the training underway. Right, final scout reports are back here. We've got Will Bennett, 48 to 58, 76 to 94 potential. 6'2" central defensive midfielder from England we'll bring into our academy. Right, we've got 2 Bolivians here. Flavio Cardena, 77 to 94, looks like a right back at 6'2". And Lino Jurado, 73 to 89, but a higher overall. 18 years of age, 6'2". We'll bring them in and have a look because I am looking to fill up that Youth Academy 11. Now, the only player brought back here that was worth keeping an eye on is Alex Hofstetter from Switzerland. 66 to 84 isn't going to be good enough, and it's time to move on. Right, so once again, we will still be sending out the Youth Academy scouts. We're going to go to the comment section. If you've got new countries for me, put them down in the comment section of this video and put a thumbs up on any of the countries that you feel we should be scouting. The first one comes in from Eraser Jake, 14 thumbs up to go to Russia for physically strong. Next up is Blocky FC, who wants us to go to Germany for a goalkeeper, 10 thumbs up. And the final one is from James Ward Gillum, who wants us to go to Chile for some midfield maestros, 8 thumbs up. Midfield, let's look for a playmaker here in Chile. Right, we've got a transfer budget increase of 21 million, so that takes our budget to 42. And we get a loan offer in for Carlson. I'm kind of at the point now where some of these lads that do have the potential to be special, I'd rather keep them at the club because I don't want that potential to be flawed with if we do send them out on a loan. So Carlson will stick around, and obviously he's the number 2 right back here at the moment. Right, Augsburg are in with an offer for Delph is set to 24.7 million. It is a big offer, but I mean, they're probably not a team that would come in and steal our players now because, well, I mean, we're playing European football. We can play a little bit more hardball. Delphis is probably an important player, at least a bench player, and very important in the twos. I'm not willing to let him to leave, and we are going to reject that offer. Right, first pre-season game here is against Atalanta, and it's a 2-0 victory. Klein and Guerin with goals. Right, we've got some offers in here. Lucas Stuckey with a loan offer to go to Independente, or however you say that name. We will accept that. The young lad only showing great potential. We were hoping for better, so maybe he can come back with a higher potential. And an offer in for Binhammer. It's 15.2 million for Sevilla. No chance. Right, we've got a transfer offer in here for Ian Boyce from a team I have no idea who are they. They've come in with 1.3. His valuation's 1.6. I am happy to move Boyce on, but you've got to at least get the money for him. So we're going to send a delegation out here, not sell him for anything less than his 1.6, and we'll start it off at 2.5. Right, we've got Istanbul in the second game of the preseason tournament. The reserves team goes out in this one, and it's a 1-0 victory. McNulty with the goal, Rishi with a red card. Right, training session, and Ortiz up to a 74. Right, we've got a loan offer in here for Kuti from Inter Milan. Now, is this a worthwhile? I mean, his potential to be special. We probably want to try and cash in on money, so I am going to reject that offer. I'm not willing to let him go on loan. If we're going to get rid of him, we're going to sell him. And it looks like we've got a transfer offer in here for El Masri. River Plate in for 3.8. His valuation's 4.7. Why are they trying to undercut us here? So I am going to say that he is not going for anything less than 5. And we will start the ball rolling at 6.5. Right, Stuckey has been loaned out, and another offer in here from Malaga for El Masri for 4 million. So 4 million, his valuation's 4.7. They're all just coming into low ballers here at the moment. So we are going to say 5 million and start the offer at 6.5 for Malaga. First team rolls out here against Hertha BSC, and it's a 3-0 victory. Bernard Lee and Edwards all with goals. Right, 5.4 too much for River Plate, but we pick up 1.7 because we're through to the next round of the European Shield. Alright, so I do have scouts out and looking around, and we've got a free agent here, Branislav from Slovakia, 71-year-old, geez, that's pretty old, 19 years of age, 71 overall, 3-star, medium work rates. But, you know, he's got some decent physical stats about him, 88 agility, 93 balance, good acceleration and sprint speed. Could be very, very handy here, at least to help out the youth team. So let's see if we can get him across for a fairly cheap wage. Right, so we have managed to pick up this lad from the free agency list. How do you even say his last name? Is a H silent? I don't know. Slovakian. I'm going to go with Hrovsky so far, and we'll see what we do about that. But some decent greens floating about there. A centre midfielder at 6'2", definitely can come in and help us out, more so in the youth team, but could come off the bench here in the reserves at 71. We'll see how that pans out. Right, 1.6 million for Ian Boyce has been agreed upon. It is above his valuation, I believe, so let's have a look here. It is exactly his evaluation. So I'm going to accept this offer and let Ian Boyce move on his way. Well, we've drawn AS Monaco here in the semi-finals of this pre-season tournament, and we come through with a 2-0 victory. All right, here we go. Now, here's something we really need to think about. Cameron Griffiths has been a long-term servant. He has really helped his team out, get us here to the Premier League, but probably starting to, move back down into that reserves team as higher caliber players start coming through. Still only 22 years of age. Lille have come in, though, with 17.8 million. His valuation is at 15.5. He doesn't have a lot of growth left in him. He's been a very good servant for the club. There's no doubt about it, but if we can get a decent amount of coin here for Cameron Griffiths, I am willing to, hold talks. So let's see if we can do a delegation here. The assistant manager says start at 26 million. Okay, I'm just going to let that roll, and if we can get that kind of money for Cameron Griffiths, we will take it. And we also pick up 3.2 million to go into the final of the European Shield. Okay, so obviously I've kept all of the old former players on my transfer list just so you can see if anything's happening. Now, Jay Lewis has been approached by Nice from Bury for 600 grand, so it looks like he will be making his move. There's a transfer offer in here for Guerin for 31 million and 5.4 for El Masri. I think we'll go ahead and accept that. Right, so the El Masri deal we're going to accept. Now, Guerin, they've come in with 31.1 million. He is our star striker at the moment. He has carried this team through thick and thin. I don't think you can get rid of him for that cheap. Even if, you know, a better striker does start coming through, he is definitely going to be handy playing here in the Premier League. He'll probably go up a few more rating. So I'm reluctant to cash in at the moment at 21 years of age. We're going to reject this offer just because, you know, he's got cult status. You can't get rid of everybody. Right, SK Rapidvine are in, and they want to loan in at Godwin Butter. Now, this is an interesting call because he has the potential to be special, so I don't particularly want to send him on his way because it could affect it, and he could come back only as like an exciting prospect, which I think he was before he went on his original loan spell. I'm happy to keep him here, and I'm going to reject this offer because I'm going to utilise him in the youth team. Right, it's the European Shield final here against Sassuolo, and it's a 2-1 victory. We take the trophy, and Girangelli gets himself a red card. And that means another $3.5 million into our transfer budget. Right, all right, let's play some hardball. The preseason's done. We've got $40 million to play with and 144 grand. I'm going to go and see if there's, you know, a star player. I definitely want a new left back and possibly a central attacking midfielder. I'm going to have a quick squiz around and see if there's anyone worth signing. All right, so here we go. Let's have a quick look around on this transfer list. This is the Buffon regen, of course, that we've been monitoring. He's 84 overall with 85 reactions and all that good stuff. 51 million, not going to happen. This, I believe, is the Luis Suarez regen, 81 overall. He's only just joined the club, though. He is currently at Bournemouth at 5'10", and we'll definitely keep an eye on him. Yoshimaru looks all right, 80 overall. Reactions only 79. Goetze is a German right back, 80 overall. Do we need him? Not too sure, but he could play centre back as well. We're really looking for a left back. Right midfielder, Sonny Sickman. We've definitely been monitoring this lad for quite some time. Is it the Robben regen? Currently at Genoa. He won't, well, we'll need to pay the 36 million release clause if we wanted to bring him over. Pereira Jr. is a centre-back, 6 foot tall, 78 overall. Looks pretty decent, but it's only 6 foot. I mean, it's going to cost us about 20 million. Not going to help out the first team, possibly the second. Not really what I'm looking for at the moment. There's a goalkeeper here in Liam Kelly with 72 reactions. That's going to cost us 40 million. Elliot Cooper, our former goalkeeper, 78 overall. His reactions are up to 73 at Palermo. Cost us 8 million to bring him back, which we probably don't want to do. Noah White there, 78 overall. He's going to cost 12.3. Donson Hands at a 78, playing for Huddersfield. 15.5 million. All right, here we go. Saul Polito Mayoral. I'm pretty sure this is the David Silva regen. 78 overall, a cam centre midfielder with a 5-star weak foot, medium work rates, physicals for days. Looking very, very good option for us. It's going to cost us 24.7 million or more, but this is the man that I'm going to go after first. Let's see if we can get him across the line. Right, so we managed to strike a deal here for Sal Polito Mayoral, 19 million, and let's see if we can, you know, get him across to Oldham Athletic. Right, so we get our man, Polito Mayoral, and fuck me, 88 acceleration, sprint speed, stamina, balance, everything's going on here. 85 ball control already, and that is a solid purchase. He'll probably start in the reserves team for now, and as he grows into something special, can play cam and centre midfield. That 5-star weak foot, of course. Brilliant work. Only cost us 19 million, and he was on 41 grand wages. I managed to get him for 26,500 per week, so not a bad effort there from Dylan Allen, and a solid purchase here for Oldham Athletic. Right, Invoice has been sold. 1.6 million into the sale amount and 1.1 into the budget, and now we have a transfer offer here for Joel Edwards. Now this is a big money offer. Crystal Palace in 51.2 million. We have to entertain this. Let's take a look. Right, he's only valued at 35.5 million. It will go up. He's got an exciting prospect, so he's got possibly the potential to hit 89 overall. It's big money, though. It's big fucking money here from Crystal Palace. I'm going to send a delegation out, though, because 77 million. That's high. That's a high value. But you know what? We're going to roll with it because we're not going to sell him for less than 52.6. Let's see if Crystal Palace want to pay some money. Right, Lille are happy to pay 19.8 million for Cameron Griffiths. Well, he's gone down the pecking order there with the new buy. He is 80 rated, of course, 19.8 million. Cameron Griffiths, you've been a tremendous servant to the club, but let's let you entertain that and see if you want to do a deal and get a contract there with Lille. Accept the offer. Right, El Masri has been sold to Malaga for 5.4, 3.8 into our budget, and we get an offer in from Manchester City for Klein. That's definitely not happening. I'm not selling to fucking Man City. 34.6 million. His valuation's only 27.5, but Man City, you can take your story walking. Reject. All right, training session, and Rondinini up to an 80, McNulty up to a 79. Right, Angers SCO are in for Kamara with a $10.8 million fee. We'll have a look at that. And an agreement for Joel Edwards to go to Crystal Palace for $61.4 million. Ooh, okay, let's have a look at this, boys. Let's have a fucking red hot look. Kamara, 10.8. Nah, we don't have enough defensive retreat, so I'm going to reject that at the moment. But this big offer in here for Joel Edwards, 61 million. Crystal Palace have got their man. We're going to accept this offer. Joel Edwards, is he going to go to Crystal Palace? We will find out soon enough. And there we have, thank you for your services, Cameron Griffiths. He is on his way to France. 19.8 million finalised, 15.5 into our budget. And Joel Edwards has been sold to Crystal Palace for £61.4 million. 53 million into our budget. It's a fucking fire sale here at Oldham. We're going to have to find some players to fill these voids. All right, we've got money to play with now. 94 million in the transfer budget. So we're going to have to find some players here that can get in there. There's not a lot of players up and about at that rating, to be fair. So have we bitten off more than we could chew selling Joel Edwards? I'm not too sure. We're going to have to be very wary when we do play Crystal Palace because he might, be a little bit sad about leaving Oldham. But we've got money. We need to find some players. All right, let's spend some money. Dino Delac, Croatian centre midfielder. Who do you reckon this is? I've got a feeling it's Modric. So let's see if we can get this lad across. It's probably cost us, maybe we can pinch him for 20 million. Let's go and see if we can do some deals for the 19-year-old. Right, I've managed to get a deal done here for Dino Delac. 24.5 million, I believe it was. It might have been a bit more, 25.7. Okay, we might have overpaid, but we've got money here. Let's see if we can negotiate a deal. We know he's got a very, very high potential, and our midfield is building for the future. Let's negotiate. Okay, I may have fucked up there. I only offered him 8 grand in wages. He was already on 5 grand, and he said it's insulting, so we'll have to readdress that one moving forward. Well, it's time to get into the first game of the episode, the first game of the season. It's a Community Shield encounter. We've got Man City again. Not sure what kind of team they're going to put out on the pitch, and I don't really care, but we're back here at Wembley. The first team looking a little bit different now with Martin in on the left-hand side. We'll see how Lee goes here in this cam position. We've got the new lad, the new Spanish lad, Cam, on the bench. Might get some minutes. We'll see how Cootie goes here at left-back. Because I am looking for a new one, but there's just not really a lot out there at the moment. But let's jump into this game and see if we can get our first trophy of the season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Man City starting to turn into a little bit of a rivalry here for Oldham. We've got them in the FA Community Shield back at Wembley. And let's see what we can do here against Manchester City. I don't know what kind of team they're going to put out here because... they've got Edison between the sticks, so they've at least gone for a solid goalkeeping option. But these kind of games, sometimes you see, the CPU, EA, just decides to throw some random shit together, even though it's the first game of the season. Debut here for Lucas Toussaint. He's coming in for Manchester City. So could be an interesting game. Just to test out the start of our season. Oh, that's a nice little touch. The little McDonald's badge there. They've even gone to that level of detail. They still can't get the Youth Academy faces right. But, yeah, we're pretty much putting out the same team, although Edwards and Cameron Griffiths have been moved on. Cootie's back from injury, so he will get a crack here at left back. And will Bernard be able to start his campaign off where he left last year as the #1 player in the Premier League? Let's get into this game and see if we can get a trophy. Man City drive in, Klein gets big, Cole will go for the clearance. Alfie Lee playing in the cam roll now. Here is Bernard. He'll slip this one forward. Guerin makes the run. Can he find something here, Guerin? He'll chip it back inside and a bit too close to the keeper. Lee not on his bike there. The tackle from Barros. Takes it off Sane and takes off down the wing. Still goes Barros. It looks like he's picked up a little bit of pace here in the pre-season. Here comes Barros. He'll have to cut back. Does well. He'll lay this one off. Finds Laurent Bernard. Drives inside. Looks for Guerin. Picked off. Only out as far as Gabbridge. Out to Tommy Martin, who's now got the first roll team. The first team roll, should I say. And he's given that one away to Mbabu. So good from Alfie Lee. Lays off. He's got Guerin. He's picked off. Here's Alfie Lee. He's picked off by Oxford. Is that Reece Oxford? Playing for Man City. And cat and mouse stuff here from both teams here in the Community Shield. Bernard to deliver. Gironcelli. Or was it Cootie? I think Cootie's found himself a goal here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he's on the chopping block, but, well, he's found himself a goal here in the Community Shield. He's put in a good pre-season. He might have found himself a contract for season number 6. Bernard drives in. I thought it was Gironcelli getting over the top, but I think Cootie was the man in front. We might get a better angle of it. We will here. He's sandwiched between two. Gironcelli was there, but I think it has come off Cootie. Edison can't make the save, and it's 1-0 to Oldham Athletic here at Wembley. Gabbridge. Alfie Lee plays one through. Guerin. Oh, ref! Oh, referee! He's had a howler. Half-time whistle is approaching. Bernard drives in. Gironcelli gets a piece of this one. Can't find the back of the net, but it's 1-0 to Oldham Athletic here at half-time. The Community Shield at Wembley. Oh, Cootie. He's given up a yellow here with a rash challenge. He's got himself the goal, but he can't lose his head at the back. He's employed as a defender. Oh, with a big challenge there. Big corky in the arse cheek. It's a free kick now. Sane over the top. It looks like he's picked up an injury. Laid off. Jesus has been brought in. And it's a good block from Gironcelli. A corner now for Man City. Trying to work their way into a position to score. Corner now. Sane drives. Gironcelli gets up. Who's getting out here first? Reece Oxford plays inside. Suarez lays off. Jesus, here's the strike. Oh my days. Brilliant football from Man City. It's Kevin De Bruyne up with the goal. And 63 minutes gone. They get the equaliser. It has been coming. They've made the changes. De Bruyne and Jesus check in, and instantly Man City find an avenue home. Some absolute venom on that one. Oxford quickly to Suarez. Quick 1-2 De Bruyne and Jesus. And that deceived everyone at the back. And it's 1-1 here at Wembley. Low and powerful. 1-1. Oh, Laurent Bernard. The intercept touch. Alfie Lee works his way through the middle. Oh, still goes Alfie Lee. Still goes Alfie Lee. Works innocent. Alfie Lee starting to fade here, playing in this cam roll. Right, 3 changes here. Binhammer, McNulty and Rondinini check in for Alfie Lee, Tommy Martin and Gabbridge. Binhammer to centre forward, McNulty on the left and Rondinini into the centre midfield position. Touch from Klein. Laurent Bernard, Rondinini finds McNulty on the edge of the box. McNulty works Edison. You're allowed as many substitutions as you want in this, actually. So Man City changing it up. And, well, we've still got some up our sleeve if we need them. Gironcelli, oh my days, big save. Big fucking save. It's gone out for a goal kick as well. Cootie's been done in by Sterling, but Gironcelli is there and then cleared. Here is Coe. Play one through, looks for the runner, Binhammer. Fresh legs in Binhammer. He'll fire it out wide. McNulty's got space. Here is McNulty. Decides to try and cut back inside. Does well. McNulty pulls the trigger and a good save from Edison. Coe. Rondinini. McNulty. Back to Rondinini. Plays forward. He's got Guerin. Oh, is he onside or has he been flagged? He's been flagged. Oh. It would have been a pinnacle of a finish. But he's been pinged by the referee. Oh, just offside. Well, he's probably gone a little bit early. Unlucky. Good finish. And there's the whistle. Well, here we go. We're going to penalties, and McNulty is the first man to step up here. We're pretty nervy here at the penalties, and Edison's made the save. Jesus and Jill. Where are you going, Jesus? Oh, he's gone right. Rondinini. He's put it in. Breuer. Jill. He's gone down the guts. Jelly decides he is the next man. He gets the goal. Sane and Jill. Alright. Yes, good save from Jill. Captain Barros loves a penalty normally. He's put it in. Perfect penalty from the captain. Sterling. Jill. And it's a big save from Jill. A huge save from the Korean. Well, who's stepping up here? It's Guerin for the win. And he's put it in. It's a Community Shield. We've won a penalty shootout. Oh, my days. Well, Guerin had the chance to score in the 93rd minute. He's been called offside. And he gets the penalty here. And it's a Community Shield victory for Oldham. We get the better of Man City once again. Oh, he's done him. Edison didn't move. Oh, had no idea. So there we go. It's a Community Shield victory. We don't care about the bloody presentations. Let's get into this season. Oh, fuck it. Let's watch Barros try and lift this shield that's 20 times bigger than his face. Community Shield here for Oldham Athletic. And a really good way to start off season number 6. Boys have managed to get the job done. Community Shield winners, there we go. Well, 10 shots to 8, they held possession and even tackling performance, but let's have a look at the performances and get the Majestico voting underway. Laurent Bernard starts his season off perfectly again. 4 key passes, an assist and a 9.3. 6-1 for Binhammer, 6-7 for McNulty, 7-2 for Guerin, 6-3 for Tommy Martin, 7-9 for Alfie Lee with 4 defensive efforts in the cam position, 7-1 for Gabrich, a 7 for Jill with 6 saves, 7-4 for Barros, 7-6 for Girangelli, 7-1 for Klein, a 7-7 for Cootie, he got a goal, 6-7 for Rondinini, and a 7 for Coe. Get voting up in the eye for your player of the match. Right, a little bit more training. Ortiz up to a 75. I'll probably switch out Rondinini in a minute. Right, some of you may have been wondering about the Ronaldo regen. He has regened into the game. His name is Arsenio Martins Texiera de Silva. 76 rated at 19 years of age, 3-star, 3-star, low work rates, and he's only just joined his club, so there's no way we could sign him. But other than his physicals, I mean, he's got low work rates and shit skill moves and weak foot, so a bit of a letdown there, 5'11". You know he would turn into a superstar player, but Jesus, come on. How do you get those shit work rates and skill moves for such a good regen? Oh well. Right, we've got a training injury for Coe. He's out for 9 days with a sprained ankle. And a transfer offer in here for Alfie Lee, 45.4 million from Udinese. And, well, we've already let go a lot of star-studded players. Are we willing to let Alfie Lee move on? He's valued at 31.5. And at this stage, I don't want to let Alfie Lee go. I want to let him build this club. And, you know, he's the cog of the midfield at the moment, so reject that offer. All right, we are here in Russia for the first scout report. We've got Makary Bondarchuk, 71 to 94, 6'1". Looks okay. We'll continue to monitor him. But Milan Ivanov looks very good. 57 to 75 overall, 69 to 93 potential, 450 grand evaluation. So I would normally bring him straight into our academy, but I'm just going to see how that potential pans out in the next report. Right, we are here in Germany looking for a goalkeeper, and fuck me, we found one. Eric Zimmerman, 56 to 76, 77 to 94 potential, 6'4". We're going to bring him straight into the academy, 750 grand evaluation. We've also got Daniel Wagner, 71 to 94, but we'll see how he progresses. But Zimmerman is coming straight in to the academy. And we are, of course, here in Chile. We've got Osvaldo Aguirre, 67 to 93. Manolo Acuna, 65 to 89. I actually like the look of this lad, even those potentials, only a max of 89 at this stage. And four-star Galliano, 68 to 92. We'll monitor these further. Acuna was valued at 450, so we'll see how he is looking in the next month. Right, so taking a look at our current youth academy, I will look to sign a lot of these players when we reach the end of the transfer window, just to fill some holes in that youth team. But Max Green's still coming along, 84 to 90, 67 overall. The English goalkeeper with really low positioning, but we can definitely train that. 65 reactions. Ethan Smith, 57 overall, 86 to 92 potential. Flavio Cardenas is a right back from Bolivia, 53 overall, defensive minded, 76 to 90. We'll see how he progresses. Lino Hirano, 58 overall, 71 to 85 potential. If we need a couple of spare centre backs, he's definitely an option. Will Bennett is the central defensive midfielder from England, 54 overall, 79 to 93, physically strong. Brett Dupont is the Belgian, 56 overall, 87 to 93 potential, and he's a winger, so he will definitely grow some pace, even though he's a class as a centre forward. Kian Walsh, 64 overall, 76 to 90 potential playmaker. Abilio Correa is up to a 60 now, 91 to 94 potential, and definitely looking like someone I want to bring into this youth team. Alexia Lampros, 58 overall, 83 to 89 potential, and Eric Zimmerman, 64 overall, 77 to 94 potential. He's already got 64 reactions. We'll let him marinate a little bit here in the academy, but I think he might even get the nod ahead of Max Green. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Right, so I was just scouting around, and I think I found the Godin regen, 70 overall, playing for Barcelona, 4-star, weak foot, high defensive work rate, 6'2", still only 17, but he was available for a transfer, 87 jumping, 89 sprint speed already, 3.5 million I think we've chucked on the table for him, and let's see if we can get him across, because he'll be a very handy backup centre-back for the future. All right, there we go. We signed Rodriguez into our youth team. He came in as a prospect, which is very good because he won't ask for any game time until he starts growing in rating. But 6'2", high work rates. He's just got everything that we need. And yeah, that third youth team is starting to get filled out quite nicely. All right, so here we go. Time for today's player upgrade. It is Polita Mayarel, the central attacking midfielder from Spain that we've just brought in to hopefully, grow and pull rank here eventually in the first team. So if you want to make any changes to his number or his kit, let me know in the comment section down below. Put thumbs up on anything that you think will suit this player. And whoever has the most thumbs up will get the upgrade in a future episode. Good luck. And that is where we will leave the opening episode. We've won the Community Shield. The first game of the regular season will get underway in the next episode. We've got some money to play with, and I need to know, what kind of positions you think we should be looking for. I'm pretty happy with most of our team now. Maybe a left back for Cootie, but there's nothing really out there that could take hold of that position just yet. We'll have to wait and see what pans out there. A couple of good buys there, a couple of good young regens, and I think we've strengthened the twos. We've obviously sold off Edwards and Cameron Griffiths. That's two big players that we've sold out of this team. So we do have holes to fill. Tommy Martin comes into that role. Hopefully he can flourish on that left side. Delphius will get some more opportunities on the wings now. I don't know. I think we're in a pretty good position, but definitely keen to sign a few more players. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of what positions we should be looking for, whether we just go and look for some more youth players or bring some up from our youth academy to fill the final holes in our youth team. But it's up to you guys. Put some comments down there. We'll see what we can make happen. I'm Sparring DK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one. This video is powered by Neurotech and their product Clarity. Now you can jump over to their website now, use the discount code DK10 for 10% off your next purchase, and I highly recommend this product. I use it every single day. It increases your energy, your focus, while reducing fatigue and stress. If you want to know how I get out all these videos and keep that work going, this is the product for you. So go and check it out. All the information that you need is on at that website. If you feel like making a purchase, chuck in at that discount code for 10% off. Now, if you are looking for more fresh content to check out, you can click one of these two videos. If you feel like subscribing, well, there's a button right there. Make sure you put on that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time.